want to know the email that they sent back to you guys, was that put in public record, in response to me? I would like to have that put in public record.
It's part of the communications as this packet that they just adopted under the agenda.
So it's in the public record?
Here.
Oh, thank you. So I'd like to clear some things up. And when it said that I got contacted by David Rothman, that was after I attended the Midland County Commissioners meeting. It was an unsolicited phone call from him saying that he wanted to discuss my concerns, and I told him that I thought it was inappropriate to take a public matter and discuss it by phone. I asked them to instead hold a public venue meeting, open to all public members that are within the SAD, and I got nothing. There was no request made by their part, and instead it looks like they tried to turn this around by their response to the commissioners here. And if I was you, I would be very upset with the way that they're trying to spin this against me. Because they're making it sound like I haven't voiced my concerns and I wasted their time. And I did voice my concern. I asked for a public meeting. I asked so that all people would benefit from the same information that I'm asking for. I currently have a Facebook group of 244 members. Most of those people work during the day, so they're unable to attend, or they live out of the area. I would like to, at this time, ask for this meeting to hold one evening meeting a month, open to the public for discussion, so that everybody has an opportunity to discuss their issues and their concerns, and to know what's going on in their county and their community. The latest thing that I've seen from Four Lakes Task Force now is they not only want us to buy, fix, repair, rebuild, whatever it is, they've now thrown on top of that an extra $150 per year for us to pay for their operations. Where is this gonna end? Where does all of this end? How much money do they want? Do they want to keep billing us in taxes until they will push us all out of our homes and take over our homes through condemnation like they are with the dams? Where does it stop? Did you attend those meetings? What was the $150? Why suddenly after last year when they had the SAD that they didn't ask for the operation? Why now?
Am I to respond?
Yes.
The operations dollars, as we've always been aware of it, they were hoping initially,
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you. I'm sorry.
the operation dollars we were always aware of. It takes money to have the dam staffed with operating people. You have to pay those people. So that is separate from the capital expense of remediating the issues with the dams.
Okay, so
They
we
were
don't.
hoping that most of that money would have been taken care of with hydro. Right now, we're not sure they're gonna do hydro or not.
So $500 million didn't even take in the operations part of it. And I ask this because Voice Hydro was always supposed to be holding us hostage, and they never asked us to pay for their operators. They, it's like, why now? Where does this end? Like I said, I've looked into the registry of deeds. I've seen where many properties now are being taken over by back taxes, and I see the names that are on those properties, those registry of deeds. I would be very concerned. We've asked FOIA information from Four Lakes Task Force because they didn't have their meeting minutes made public. You guys know what meeting minutes are. You just had to rescind yours and reevaluate it and have it approved. They had no meeting minutes, nothing. They've been scrambling. They've been watching their webinars, in my opinion, and putting together a very vague meeting minute. At this time, I think you guys are being misled. I'm sorry that you guys have been put in this position. It's a horrible position to be in. We want to work with you guys. This county needs to get their money back from Four Lakes Task Force. You own 80% of the properties in this SAD. There's $20 million that's went out right now. Out of that, 80%, $16 million is yours. This county, it's ours. We own that money. It's taxpayer money. It's ours. You ought to take it away from them. Let them come to you with a budget. Let them ask you for the money. A delegated authority does not mean that they have an open checkbook and that we're their piggy. We need to start putting the demands back on them. When Mr. Stover was here the last open meeting, he said it. A lot of people are saying it. Do you know who Dave Kepler is? Do you know the promises that he makes to people? Have you seen what affects it? As soon as these dams failed, they went, we're done. We're walking away, this purchase doesn't happen no more. But yet, the SAD is going on, but they changed it. You can't just change it.
Thank you very much, and your time is up. We do appreciate your concerns. One of the things that we will always ask is put it in writing and send it to us. Thank you.
But I just want it in open public forum, and I don't want to have to write it. I should be able to get an answer today.
Are there any other, your time is up. Thank
I'll
you.
give her
Ms.
2
Mack.
minutes of my time. If you want to continue on.
No,
You can't?
we're not doing that. If you wish to speak, you may
I will speak.
You have 5 minutes.
First of all, Marcia Jaliso, Sandra Lake. Would you say, I'm Sandra Lake. What else do you want to
Can you spell your last name for me?
Deliso.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to know who actually appointed the FLTF in the first place. Well, I heard it's from the court, you've heard, and also I've heard it's from the commission here. I just wondered who appointed them in the first place.
The boards of Gladwin County and
The
Midland
boards or
County.
what? You guys?
Boards of Commissioners of Gladwin
That's
County
what you are,
and
commissioners,
Beavers and
right?
Gladwin and Midland County.
Okay, so you guys in Midland County.
That's correct.
Okay, so did you guys do any kind of a benefit necessity assessment to make sure that we needed an assessment? That, and who, you know, we want to know who owns the bottomlands of the lake, who owns the dam, and why are we paying for everything? When we had a disaster, assessments are not made on people to pay for disasters that happen, that other people own. They were made to maintain different things. Just like when they say they took our weed money away, they stole from us our weed money. That was supposed to be for aquatic weeds, not to be used for anything else. Instead, they change it to make it something. You can't do that. It's got to be the original, can be changed, but not make a new one. It does not, and when they put down the for erosion, weeds, and trees, they're saying, they don't mean weeds and trees that are growing in the middle of the lake right now. They don't mean, they're saying erosion, they mean structures of erosion, not the erosion that's actually happened because of the filling of the dam. It was owned by private, the land was owned by FLT at the bottom, and by the dam owner. So why are we, because of a disaster, this is not a normal procedure, this is not a normal assessment. But it's been manipulated to make it into that. No letters, I didn't get a letter, I never got any letters at all in the mail saying about any meetings. We have the right to come and protest them and go before the tribunal if we want to. I never got any of that, not one meeting. We went to court, when we went to court, we're supposed to get a meeting. We're supposed to get a letter in the mail. It's supposed to be in the newspaper so many days before. And then you have to let us know if it's been confirmed so that we can then have our 30 days or our 15 days, depending on what you're going through. I didn't get that. A lot of people didn't get that. You guys are supposed to, it's supposed to go and be on file someplace, you know, all this stuff. Now, I want to know everything that happens through your office, because it's delegated, just because you have a delegated person out there, authority, doesn't mean that they have control of everything now. They still have to come under you. You still have to know what's going on. You still have to be, yeah, they have to count to you. They don't have minutes. I've been all over there, site.
They do have minutes as of today.
They do today? Oh,
Some.
so, yeah. But we're all the ones in the past. They're not there. You know, there's no kind of, what happened to the weed money? That's what I want to know. Where is it? Who's going to account for that money they took back from anybody?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I didn't misunderstand. You live on Sanford Lake?
Yeah.
Okay. That, I just want to make
So
sure.
they took it from Sanford Lake, they took it from Eagle Township weed money, they took it from, and I heard that you guys were, I think it was part of the commission, they were gonna try to see about what happened to the assessment for the weed money. Okay, where's it all gonna go? They're telling us in the Eagle Township, it's, well, because of the weeds and the trees in the middle of the lake. No, that is not what the assessment's for. That is from the dam disaster that grew there. It wouldn't have been growing there if we had a lake. That is not our responsibility to pay for all that now. It's not our responsibility to pay for the dam that failed and caused, it's because they came out with their first assessment was only gonna be for about $8 million. It was only gonna be for 3 years. It was only gonna be $200 or $300. Now, you're talking about hundreds of thousands, to millions of dollars, that's because of a disaster. You know, that was not for us. When you come out with assessment, you can't put assessment on us unless our values have gone up. You have to decide if there was a need, if there was not only a need for it, but increased value to the land. We did not get an increased value to the land, we got decreased. We saw the program last night on Channel 11. They showed what the properties were going for. $180,000 in April. One just sold for $75,000. And most of them gone down 20%. So we have not got an increase in our land. So we don't not need an assessment. That's what assessment is for increased value to us. And it's not meant for that.
Thank you very much for your concerns. This is definitely a hot topic.
And I will write whatever.
Thank you.
$500 million hot
Your
top.
time is up. Yes, in the back?
Hello, good morning.
Please state your name clearly.
My name is Karen Price, P-R-I-C-E. I live on the Molasses River, no dam, Northland. I have a few questions. You may have answered them already. I've been at work, I had to take some time off to get here. One of the questions are, you know, we talk about the 3 dams being in Gladwin County. With the 3 dams being in Gladwin County, and thousands of people that come to play and have fun and enjoy and business prosper from the lake being there. With the lake no longer being there, but thousands of people come, why wasn't this taken for a vote? Why wasn't it on a millage? You know, why didn't the whole county help restore the dam, restore the lake, restore the prosper, restore the business? This is a county decision, not Orlick's task force decision. It's the county. The county benefits, we all know that. We know that from the businesses, we know it from everywhere. Why wasn't this put on the millage? Why is it putting on the sad district, which I am 8 miles from the dam? I never see the lake, yet I'm supposed to pay the same amount on the SAD as the lake people? Where's the methodology? That's not fair. I moved down the river because I couldn't afford the lake, but now I'm gonna have to pay for it? So that's my first question. Why wasn't it put for a vote? Why wasn't it put on a millage? Second question. I watched some of your information in regards to responsibility if the SAD fails. If we have a lot of foreclosures, people don't pay the back, the taxes. The agreement in the 4 Lakes Task Force states that the counties are gonna be responsible. I understand last board meeting you guys said something about insurance. What did you guys find out? The county's already gonna take a hit, because from my understanding, that's gonna be my next question, is some of the taxes are gonna be lowered on the lake. What about the rivers? I'm being on the SAD. If you're gonna lower taxes for the main lake, why aren't you lowering taxes for the whole lake? And I know the tax assessor probably isn't here, right? 'Cause I don't see her.
He's here.
Oh, he's here? I must have met the other lady. What's the lady's name? Judy, okay. But, if you're gonna lower taxes for the lake, so it can help with the SAD, which I think is illegal anyways, are you lowering them for the whole entire SAD? Don't know. That's not a question. But back to, was the insurance or the agreement the 4 Lakes Task Force has posted that the counties are responsible? Has the county verified that they are covered? That's important for all of us, not just the lake. Okay?
Okay,
Next, one last question.
thank you.
Why is the county allowing such a dollar amount to the SAD for the capital improvement? 150 a year, if that was it, we would probably swallow it. 300 a year for 3 years, it kind of gets a little iffy. But to have to pay for the capital improvement is not correct, as the other lady says, it is a disaster. So is this a rubber stamp that the 4 Lakes Task Force is gonna propose, and you guys are gonna say, okay, or are you guys gonna say no? Because it's too much on the homeowners, and it's too much for them to pay. We're gonna lose our home. I have an $80,000 home, with an $80,000 SAD with 100% loss. 100% loss. I got a mortgage, 40,000 mortgage, 40,000, I go to sell my house 2 years from now with the SAD, 80,000, I'm gonna have to pay 40,000 to get out of my home.
One of the things that needs to be brought up with the Four Lakes Task Force not holding their meetings open to the forum, we don't get a vote. We don't get a say
Thank you
to
very much.
how much they're gonna
Alan, you
put
take
on
your
us.
time. I do appreciate
I
that.
mean, I'm helping her with her
And
question, cause nobody
Mayor,
else is answering it for her.
I do appreciate the questions. We have them and they will be on the record. And this board is going to be very serious about addressing the concerns of the population of this county.
So my
So thank you
last
very much.
question, just to recap it, was, is it a rubber stamp yes, or are you guys gonna stand up for the residents?
We always put the citizens of our county first.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Are there any other comments on a different topic?
Anything you wanna say?
We are moving on.
Nope.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
You have a different topic?
No, he can
It's
say whatever he
kind-
wants, it's public.
Kind of. It's a little different. It's for the same stuff, but
We have spent.
It's
multiple-
public.
I have no problem with this, but if you examine our board rules, you get to speak on, we can move on to different areas. And so we have.
Okay.
Public
another-
comments.
We have another public comment.
Does
time
any of the other
coming up
commissioners have an
after
issue with
we
him
have-
asking a
excuse
question?
me. We have a second public comments coming up.
I don't
after we
appreciate
have
your tone,
conducted our
ma'am.
business.
I do
Hey.
not appreciate your tone.
I will apologize for my tone. It just reflects what I've been hearing. Thank you. We will move on.
No, stop.
New business.
I'm gonna do this under protest. I protest on the behalf of all the residents of Gladwin County.
I second it. And
Well, first of all, you don't have a vote, and I'm gonna be very plain on this. We have listened, and we are going to.
He had a
Wait,
comment.
let me finish. Can I finish,
Just
Madam
a
Chair?
second. Excuse me, thanks to my clerk who understands and keeps me organized. You may speak.
okay, it's not a big deal. I'm just confused on,
First and last name, please, sir.
oh, sorry, Anthony Bax, B-A-X.
Okay, thank you.
I started looking into the Open Meetings Act because I really don't know what's going on with Four Lakes Task Force. Usually we get a webinar or something, and usually what happens is we find out what's going on after they've already done it. Now with you guys, if you spend a nickel, you come in here and everybody has to okay it. I don't see that with them. That's why I requested their minutes for their meetings. So my question to you is can we have them start doing an open meeting instead of these Zoom meetings? Because I can see you guys sitting here, watching me, but you're not supposed to have these. Really that computer, I don't think you're really supposed to have that during the meeting. I don't know. I don't care. But I would like to be able to know exactly what they're voting for. We got hundreds of millions of dollars going all over the place. Well, eventually we will. I want to know if they're going to be getting quotes for different engineering groups instead of, hey, it's just Spicer. Hey, we just paid them $2 million. For what? That's kind of crazy money. So I guess I'd like them to be more open about what's going on and make decisions in front of the public instead of finding out about them afterwards. And I don't really know that much about the Opens Meeting Act, so I was kind of asking you about that. Can we do that?
We will convey that information to them, because that's been one of the things during this entire process that we have dealt with the Four Lakes Task Force, and that is they need to make sure their communications are open and easily understood by the public that they're representing. And we have discussed that with them over and over, okay? Thank you for your
And
comments.
just a quick comment. We do have two means. We have a commissioner that sits on the board, but also we have our civil counsel there. And we will convey to both of them that Four Lakes needs to make this more open and public.
Yes.
We've been on that right from the beginning that way.
I spoke directly with Dave Rothman, who contacted me,
Yeah.
and I
Is
asked.
he from
for that-
Midland?
Dave Rothman is on the Wixom Lake Association, and he also sits as board of directors for Four Lakes Task Force.
Okay.
You should know that, being that you guys delegate them. And I say that because you guys should hold a meeting with Four Lakes Task Force, all your members, not just one member. Because,
Holding them accountable, that's what I wanna know. If you said it several times to the Four Lakes Task Force to do an open meeting, who's holding them accountable?
I
Okay.
specifically
We are,
asked
we
it
are
from
going to
for a
convey
public
that
venue.
needed information.
That was a month ago.
To them, okay?
And instead I got a response letter to you guys, which lied. And you ought to be pissed.
All right.